So in this particular match, we have Namibia, Uruguay, and Australia squaring off against Eswatini, the Cayman Islands, and St. Kitts and Nevis.
Yeah, it looks like they're not going to waste any time at all. You already saw just from the beginning aerial view, the Red Alliance was pushing some of their macro particles to try to see how many they could get towards the barge, even if it's not in there directly, getting it just closer, saving a couple seconds during this match. And while they're doing that over on the Blue Alliance, looks like they're successfully lining themselves up. I have seen at least one of their microparticles shot into their top. That is another 6 points for such a small piece of pollution.
Now, even though we like to focus on the robots in this particular type of competition, honestly, my favorite shots and my favorite shot if I were viewing at home would be what's happening with the teams as they're competing. I love to watch them communicate. You almost wish you had subtitles to see what they're saying to one another. I can only imagine how chaotic it must be and how exciting it must be to actually be down there with them.
Oh, I agree 100%, but I'm also thinking, you know, even if they're not specifically talking to each other, they're working with their robots to say, hey, this is the problem, this is how we're going to solve it, this is the solution.
You're seeing in the back part of the screen that drivetrain actually being used, it looks like to suck one of the pollutants actually up into that robot. I'm so thankful, Sarah, that you're providing me with some of that terminology. And right now, it looks like Eswatini, they have their construction hats on. They are ready to get to work on this field in the last minute that we've got to play.
Oh, and I love seeing teams that get all dressed up because, I mean, it gives a character to what they're doing here. Some teams you'll see with hats or buttons. For them, it's hard hats, and I love it.
Now, the Red Alliance has been off to a really strong start in their processing hub. You just saw on the bottom left corner of your screen, that red area means that every single pollutant that's dropped into that specific area gives them 1 point. So even though they're behind right now, part of the reason why that might be is because they've been focusing in that corner more so than the barge in the middle of the pitch.
I agree. We are getting down to these last 3, 2, 1. And as I explained before, this whistle means the last 30 seconds. This means that they can get their parking bonuses on either the red side or the blue side of the barge. Even just touching the bottom pieces of the barge will get you some form of points. It could change the outcome of this match. I mean, the match is right now the same, 23-23.
Very exciting finish. We've had many of those today. We'll see how this particular one shakes up. You're seeing people trying to clamber and crawl towards that ramp at the very end, trying to get those docking points. Good job to all of those respective robots and those 2 alliances and cleanup crews in doing so. We're going to wait to get those scores for you in just a second, but reflecting again on Abdurrahman's story, could not have been happier to talk to that young man. Part of the inspiring work that we do here, it's all about students and young learners and leaders like that who are willing to overcome adversity, be it on a personal level, on a cultural level, on a country-specific level, and come into it not only with a smile, but a positive attitude, optimism, and an upbeat disposition. That young man is going places. I couldn't be happy to see that.
Oh my gosh, there's so many, everyone that's coming up here is a different story that I would never even imagine, not even going through, but you know, you don't even think about these certain things in part of the world.
And what we haven't thought about in a couple of seconds is the score as it pops up right now. The Red Alliance has come away with the win. Team Namibia, Uruguay, and Australia, congratulations to you. As far as Eswatini, the Cayman Islands, and St. Kitts and Nevis,